LeBron fan the way I'm a Michael Jordan fan. So with that argument aside, LeBron James is playing spectacular basketball right now, regardless of age. He needs his veteran leadership on the floor, but his body has just not been able to hold up to the rigors of college basketball this year.
Johnson denied by Bates.
And in one of the display cabinets, there was a pair of shoes, whether they were Bobby Hurley's or Grant Hill's. I don't know. They look like grass cutters, man. They were these high-top confidence team they had last year, no doubt.
You know, Nate Laszewski's been really quiet, but Cormac Ryan has picked up the slack. Laszewski's only taken one shot. Notre Dame was among the finalists. He started his career, as we mentioned earlier, at Stanford, and we really have high hopes for him. South Bend. Jalen Johnson misses inside.
And I think Mark Williams just got a little too far ahead of himself trying to make that last move. And then you get too far ahead of yourself on the defensive end, you end up pushing.
And Jeremy Roach puts the Blue Devils back on top.
I hate to make this point to belittle Duke leading this game and making a ton of shots, but Notre Dame's getting
the shot enough on Hub. I think he might have hit him right on top of the noggin.
I could go either way. You could sell that to me. Here's Johnson with a drive. Good defense by Brooks, and Johnson comes up empty.
And that's Caleb Love has always been a scorer, but this is his first year as a point guard, having to make decisions at higher speed and to get others involved. I think Jalen Johnson was a
fine Stewart. Still plenty of time.
When North Carolina gets the ball in the half court, that means they have to go at Matthew Hurt, try to pick up that third foul on a nice play by Jalen Johnson.
When neither of them was ranked. 153 consecutive games over 61 years where at least one, and usually turnovers are 10 apiece, but that means each team has only turned it over once so far here in the second half. Johnson, tough shot, huh?
Good defense by Garrett.
Good closeout there by Sharp. Johnson spins, banks, and hits.
That is one talented young player.
Neither one of us was born. First televised Olympics in North America. I mean, it really is remarkable. 153 consecutive meetings between
in the game, but he lifts his eyebrows, and Duke defenders are leaving the floor.
Off balance, Jalen Johnson. Rebound Sharp. Whoa. All of his 10 coming early. Good catch in traffic by Wendell Moore.
It's just a tough pass to be able to make.
And Jalen Johnson knocks it down, especially Duke, if they're going to be thinking about the NCAA tournament.
Just Carolina getting the ball inside and Garrison Brooks looking opposite. That allowed Day'Ron Sharp to get right, but he in there to post.
Goldwire, good cut, and the slam by Johnson to tie it again.
Game, don't you think, Dan? Just being more aggressive, getting to the basket, getting into the paint. And then his jump shot will come. A good defense by Leaky Black.
Well, to get to the rim and then miss the left-handed layup.
Coming off a 9-assist performance against Wake Forest.
Nice block, and that's a held ball. Isaiah Wong. He's added muscle from his freshman year to this year, and that was on display there. Nice play by Duke at the Esper from Oklahoma. Played 2 years there, sat out here 1 year as a redshirt, and now is his second year playing as a Hurricane. Jalen Johnson, no.
Contact when he was going up.
Johnson got his own rebound and scores, and here's the largest lead of the by double figures. They've won the last 4 against the Canes overall. This is the only regular season meeting between the two teams this year. And Duke's in the early stages of the second half. Jalen Johnson working on Nasir Brooks, took a bump and got the bucket.
Duke with Tim Stoddard. Played on that NC State team that won the national championship.
TJ Stewart the miss, but Jalen Johnson attacks. Alani to what would be a huge upset, having lost 4 in a row, all by double digits. Jalen Johnson inside to score. They've lost the last. Are you kidding me? In the spirit of the evening, we should have said, surely you can't be serious. Jalen Johnson, nice move, and he scores around.
A couple of fouls to give as well. So you don't want to let Duke, you don't want to foul, but you don't want to let him have anything easy either.
Jalen Johnson powers his way to the bucket again. Brooks backed off in a row in double figures for Walker. Prior to that stretch, he had been in double figures in 4 for his entire career.
What a block by Brooks. That's why he was put back in.
Did well to get to the rim and then missed the left-handed layup.
Coming off a 9-assist performance against Wake Forest.
Nice block, and that's a Isaiah Wong. He's added muscle from his freshman year to this year, and that was on display there. Nice play by Duke at the other. The transfer from Oklahoma, played 2 years there, sat out here 1 year as a redshirt, and now is his second year playing as a Hurricane. Jalen Johnson, no
Contact when he was going up.
Johnson got his own rebound and scores, and here's the largest lead of the last year. By double figures, they've won the last 4 against the Canes overall. This is the only regular season meeting between the two teams. And Duke's in the early stages of this second half. Jalen Johnson working on Nasir. Brooks took a bump and got Tau.
Tim Stoddard played on that NC State team that won the national championship.
TJ Stewart the miss, but Jalen Johnson attacks. By 5, inching closer to what would be a huge upset, having lost 4 in a row, all by double digits. Jalen Johnson inside.
What a great play.
Instead of, are you kidding me, in the spirit of the evening, we should have said, surely you can't be serious. Jalen Johnson.
Now, Miami has a couple of fouls to give as well. So you don't want to let Duke, you don't want to foul, but you don't want to let him have anything easy either.
Jalen Johnson powers his way to the bucket. Walker, 4 games in a row in double figures for Walker. Prior to that stretch, he had been in double figures in 4 for his entire career.
What a...
Off the steal. Johnson punches it.
Because of the versatility.
Mike, when you consider, Jalen, and to me, the best part of his game is actually his passing ability.
Is a guy I've always been high on when you look toward the future. I'm not sure he's a this-year guy, but he's a jet with the basketball. He's ultra-skilled, and he's improving as a
country in free throws attempted.
Well, a lot of that has to do with their youth. So you consider that oftentimes young players want to attack with the jump shot, but Jalen Johnson did for the sport. Well, Coach Chaney was the same. I mean, you talk about 2 men who specified in taking young African-American males out of bad situations. Yeah, okay.
He's carved out a nice niche in the NBA for himself as well.
Well, now, see, you're big on that because you want to refer to
Matthew Hurt, who is leading the ACC in 3-point shooting. Blue Devils have it now after the initial miss, and in the front court, here's Roach. It's Duke, but off to a 4-2 lead, and it's tipped in Wendell Moore Jr., the sophomore from Charlotte. And as Jordan Goldwire comes away with a loose ball for the Blue Devils. Jamin Brayfield is checked into the game for Duke as well. See
of that. They don't want to be a part of the wrong side of history.
Georgia Tech, it feels like a long time in history since they scored, and there's from shooting it the first time, but not the second, as Matthew Hurt hits his first 3 of the night.
And not an easy shot. He kept the ball high with that ball fake, moved to defense, still able to shoot a
pass there, results in the turnover. Hurt lays it in at the other end. That's a 4-point swing for the Yellow Jackets on the perhaps overly ambitious pass from the senior.
We're also your neighbors. Welcome to Spectrum Reach. Let us show you around the neighborhood.
This early second half's been like one punch delivered and then answered by tie game.
It just feels like it's been a game of runs, a game of swings. Georgia Tech gets that
work reliability.
I'm starting to feel better already.
It's just what the doctor ordered.
This is a message from the Secret Service.
Player of the year.
And then what you do? You get yourself some buckets and move up and out, right? I mean, that's what you see. It happens to a lot.
From coast to coast, from the Great Lakes to the Gulf, at Spectrum Reach, we make local businesses big and big brands look local. Grow your business with the best
El pase a la pintura. Se venía quedando con el rebote Matthew Hurt. Jalen Johnson. Y la falta. También cuando tiene minutos de juego inyecta una energía bastante positiva.
Por supuesto. Qué bien llevó el balón. Y ahí está una vez más. Lo vemos con Johnson.
Nunca quiso ir a la NBA, Pablo.
No, y yo creo que lo tiene bien claro. No necesita ir a la NBA para ser un ganador, para ser un triunfador, ¿no?
Claro, ya lo es. Y como usted lo va a estudiar, cosas de la vida, Pablo.
Sí, la regularidad del deporte, ¿no?
Tampoco se le podía dar todo el mismo año.
Sí.
Salía de la cortina, la falta. Y el doble junto a todo el equipo. Ernesto Jerez. Penetrando en la pintura, tapón. JJ Trainer. Johnson que fallaba, Williamson con el rebote.
Parejo el partido de los dos equipos tirando por arriba del 45. De hecho, que en el 50% los dos equipos tirando bien a mejor. Los dos se enredan, ¿no? Sí.
Intento de triple, aire puro. Se viene LSU contra Kentucky. Ya se está jugando toda la cobertura a través de ESPN. Penetra.
A lot of traffic underneath. The ball is stripped away. And back come the Blue Devils, led by DJ Stewart. And the rebound is Shang for Ithiel Horton, who's a very good shooter, a transfer from Delaware. Stewart, nice feed to Johnson, all alone right down the lane.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah. Jeff Capel also coaching at VCU in Oklahoma. Johnson with a long two, and it's good to bring the Blue Devils back with 1 point. 1 for 2 from the line. He's 0 for 2 from the field. And we asked Jeff Capel, how do you guard a guy who can score from so many different spots on the floor?
Well, it's hard to do so because a lot of them, they're simple effort plays. They create for themselves with their effort and their toughness.
What a great feed from Patrick
Be prepared for unless they just go up against it, right? You're not really prepared for how hard somebody's going to play and the physicality they may bring.
He missed a beat. 24 and 16 against Syracuse on Saturday in his return. 17 and 10 at halftime in this game against into the play. Something looked like may have been wrong with his shoe. He fixed that, and now he's back in there in the front court. Johnson got it back, lays it in. Great work by Jalen Johnson. Horton misses the three. Jalen Johnson getting a lot of minutes. Second game back off the foot injury and looking good, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
blocking Coulibaly. Roach with a couple of crossovers off to Johnson for three. Got it.
A lot of us, we watch Synergy. Synergy would tell you the same thing. Duke has a good adjustment out of timeouts, and they're usually successful.
Champagny with a block on John's lead. Pitt over Duke in a game that Pitt has led almost the entire way. Jalen Johnson, a big second half, and it gets a little bit bigger now for the Blues.
And more opportunities, not only for yourself, but for others.
And now guarding Jalen Johnson at this end. And then a block at the other end. Johnson got a piece of it. And here he comes. And there he goes.
Offensively, and a lean with a pull-up pop to make it 33-16. And the Hokies are getting basically any variety of shots underneath for two.
By Miller of icing or downing that ball screen, not letting it get back into the middle, sending it to the baseline.
Johnson put it on the floor and got that knocked away.
All of a sudden you get a foul or two in the post while the referees are setting the tone and you're sitting, and guards don't have to go through that.
Johnson did a good job sticking with the
Goldwire did a nice job of making him take a fadeaway.
Johnson absorbs the contact, couldn't get it to go, and Coburn the
got to be stronger with that and can't pick up your dribble.
Johnson hoists. Johnson spinning, step back, jumper. Coburn pulls it down.
That game.
Johnson knocks down that.
And a beautiful pass to Williams in the corner, who was ready to shoot.
Johnson inside. It gets Coburn in the air. Can't hit. Coburn pulls down. Foul. Johnson tries a three. And that's tracked down there as the Illini leading by 14. Illinois really has been in control from the start of this game. Jalen Johnson, jumper, a little short.
And yet these players are traveling. The NCAA told us we would never play in bubbles because they're amateurs, and we're playing in bubbles, and all these players are isolated. Debut in that victory.
Boy, what a steal now by Johnson and a chance for a run out for Duke. Joey Baker gets a good look for three and knocks it down. Baker, a guy who's open. Kerwin Walton with his third three of the game already.
Off any broken play, all these teams now, North Carolina, Duke, you name it, they're so effective at finding open three-point. Hit a couple, and you've seen Caleb Love hit a couple.
Goldwire steps in, the kick to Johnson, extra pass, Moore, and another three for the Blue Devils. Carolina led almost the entire way in the first half, led by as many as 12. Turnaround by Matthew Hurt, and this game is tied. To Brooks. Brooks had it knocked away by Johnson.
What a great block by Jalen Johnson.
And Stewart ahead of the pack to make it a one-point game.
Talent on this Miami team. Unfortunately, just not a lot of depth. DJ Stewart. And that's a
they reached 25
this
and a half.
Is the first time now in the last 5 games. The previous 4 games, they did not reach 25 points in the first half. They have 27 now. The talent on this Miami team. Unfortunately, just not a lot of depth. DJ Stewart. And that's a third.
Not sure have they reached 25
this
and a half?
Is the first time now in the last 5 games. The previous 4 games, they did not reach 25 points in the first half. They have 27.
We saw it where he and Trey Jones were really disruptive defensively, and now he's playing even a bigger role with Trey onto the NBA, and Jordan back in a starting role here this afternoon.
As well as Matthew Hurt, everyone has been attacking, and so much so that now Brad Brownell going to the zone defense to try to protect his team from foul trouble, but still nothing to be done but wide open threes to the Blue Devils, especially Matthew Hurt knocking down the three at the top of the key. At some point, someone has to stand up and take accountability for where, fortunately for Amir Sims, that wasn't called. But right now, I mean, Duke shooting 49% from the field, Clemson shooting 26%. This is a Clemson team that is leading the ACC
For Duke as a squad.
And that's been a big area of concern for the Blue Devils. They have turned the basketball over way too much this season, so Jordan Goldwire kind of steady.
Georgia Tech very fortunate, left Matthew Hurt, a sharp shooter, wide open. He couldn't find the range. And now Alvarado tries to. Johnson has doubled his first half output with a strong start here in the second after picking up a couple of quick fouls in the first half.
And Johnson really can get back into this game.
Couple, but go do some work on the inside. That's where you're at your best. Johnson back to Moore for a good look from the corner. And Duke.
It's the whole thing works for them. Then you add the scoring from the guards. They're terrific. Gonzaga almost invites you every single game to play the way they want you to play. They want an attacking in transition. Just got to clean that up.
Boy, great defensive transition there by Jalen Johnson. He sets up Wendell Moore, and he picks up a three up lead of the night for Pitt. Nearly a steal on the Tony Gamble. Nice cut by Moore, and that should be goaltending it. Johnson tried to thread the needle, couldn't do it. Jalen Johnson behind the back, 4-on-1, and Moore with another bucket.
Game gets simplified a bit, and it seems as if that's the case for Champagne these last 2 games.
Hurt going down in the post, and he will finish, but he is down. The finger on that. Johnson down with it for Duke. Hurt spins and converts, and it's a 6-point.
Of offensive rebounding. You're telling me their effort hasn't been elevated in this second half?
I think we've seen, look at this. What a pass from Johnson to a wide open. What a great play by Stewart to come up with a steal. Boy, Johnson thought about it. Hurt will take it, and it goes, and Duke is back.
Momentum of a contest, and he's done it here. He's opened up a 46-31 lead.
Big possession here for the Blue Devils, trying to get some momentum going into the half.
Let Hurt touch it. There it is. Inside, size advantage, rolls it home, and now Hurt with Joshua Langford. I thought he was going to pull the trigger the first time he had the ball instead of trying to find Kithier, but how great is it to see Langford back out on the floor? Great pass inside to Matthew.
Baker thought about the step back. Johnson down low to Moore. Nice look there for Jalen Johnson. Stewart continuing.
A lot of young guys.
Third turnover of the game for Clayton. Hasn't made too many mistakes, but that was one. Hurt hits the three.
I think they really like.
Good look at corner three that time for Cardacci. Instead, Johnson now. Roach, equally good look from the wing, and he hits it. 6-point turnaround. Left hand from the right side of the basket. Second time it's caused him problems. More down low. And just that quickly.
Team now in the first half, over his last 3 games, averaging about 15, 5 rebounds and 3 assists. He's almost done that in the first half here against the Fighting Irish.
And Cormac has been better than the Duke offense, regardless of the fact that the 76 all. Duke has had to make some tough shots. They've had to work a little bit more. Notre Dame's movement has...
Gut-wrenching defeat for Jim Larinagas Hurricanes, playing without 4 players again, so undermanned. And Juan hit the three with what, 2.4?
Worst in 3-point defense. That's one of the worst in the country. And that's back every day, and he's a game-time decision before every game.
Got a herniated disc in his back, and he's been playing in a tremendous...
Worst in 3-point defense. That's one of the worst in the country. And that's back every day, and he's a game-time decision before every game.
Got a herniated disc in his back, and he's been playing in a tremendous amount. Duke went back to that 1-4 set, little side ball screen. Got Miami to switch. All of a sudden, Jalen Johnson had a huge advantage inside. Nice play.
Nice offense by...
Out front with Wendell Moore. Someone lost track of Matthew Hurt, which I'm not sure how that could possibly happen.
Sims off the feed from...
We welcome those of you who have been watching Alabama and Kentucky. We are in the early moments here of the Georgia Tech Duke game. His career at Georgia Tech has turned him into a winner, and they've had a terrific season. He makes a great pass into the corner to Khalid Moore.
But they've been close, and this is another game where they're close. It's still a road game. It's still Duke. I know it's not the...
En lo que va del partido para Duke. En la esquina, se anima, intenta el triple, triplazo.
Pues tirando bien, ha mejorado el partido de cómo inició.
Jalen Johnson. Como que ya calentó el aceite, quedó solo. Qué bueno el pase. El pase hacia...
And that's when they're going to start to develop and really develop a feel for this game at this level.
Champagny, his second.
Yeah, they would have been in the tournament last year. He's an outstanding coach. He did such a great job at Stephen F. Austin.
And there's going to be a point guard. Not going to be a 6'2" shooting guard.
Wendell Moore, second team preseason All-ACC this year. Another three, and all of his talents. He's hit the fall-away jumper. He's shown the ability to handle the ball. Had the rejection at the rim. And closing out on that three-point. I would think in a year like this, you can't rely on anything else around you. You have to be as adaptable.
To pick up the tempo with this lineup, and you see the 3 guards, Goldwire, Roach, and Stewart.
Total 10 against Elon. Corner 3. Johnson guarding Tark on the perimeter. Now the switch and the switch back.
Big time finish.
15 and 11 in the first half. Now for Clayton. Coppin State really has not gotten into anything on this possession. And then Tark from now. And the Eagles trailing by just 8 with about 10 minutes to go here in the second half. Brakefield forced to guard Clayton on the perimeter. Another open. Sorry.
27, and we're not even at the first media timeout in the second half.
Yeah, we're at a point where if he does not touch the ball on offense.
A very good passer as well. Baker has it knocked away by Black. Carolina ball. Harris challenging Johnson, and it's 2 straight. Well, whoever wins this game, it'll mean a lot given the ups and downs both programs have had this year. Lob into Brooks. Brooks had it knocked away by Johnson.
Via text. To learn more, visit us online. From all of us at the Secret Service, be vigilant and stay safe.
play from Cameron. They're 23 and 74 in Durham all time. And remember on Saturday, Georgia Tech played Virginia, leading the eighth.
Well, we could have 3 players with double-doubles in this game. We already got one of them. Champagny took care of that in the first half. Now a reject for 7 from beyond the arc, a game-high 28 points. And now they forget about Tony on the weak side, but what a recovery.
And Sam Hauser, who transferred from Marquette. They both transferred from Marquette. Sam Hauser at Virginia. And today's Sam Hauser's birthday. Wow. How about that? Roach has the last 7 for Duke. DeSumo hangs, flips it inside. Colburn got it blocked. And a number of very good handlers.
Rocket Watts is taken over as the point guard, and a blocked shot by going to be a point guard. Not going to be a 6'2" shooting guard.
Down.
Moore could have shot that one on the right side.
Tark thought about the 3 instead. Toward the rim. Johnson with the big time. Down. Johnson. Instead, it's Coppin State who forces another turnover. It's Clayton this time on the defensive end. Johnson nearly looking for Wendell Moore. Instead, it's Tark. And Johnson is there to clean things up.
Never lost to Duke in this building, 2-0. And the last time, actually, Duke went to Raleigh and won in this.
27, and we're not even at the first media timeout in the second half.
Yeah, we're at a point where if he does not touch the ball on offense.
John Cormac Ryan, who has 27 points, but has been pretty quiet in the second half. What a tough shot by Prentice Hub, and the Irish pull even.
Jalen Johnson just looped in behind Henry Coleman, who just went right to the ball and took a defender with him. And
Miami completely out of sync after they were so impressive for so much of that first half. They get a bucket.
Man-to-man now. Anthony Walker's had a terrific game in this one.
Gusty, tough shot. Miami completely out of sync after they were so impressive for so much of that first.
But quality minutes. Duke going back to man now. Anthony Walker's had a terrific game in this one.
15 minutes remaining in this game. It's looking like they're going to go way over 70. And especially with Clemson.
They're 23 and 74 in Durham all time. And remember on Saturday, Georgia Tech played Virginia, leading the eighth.
Fallando Johnson. Vea lo que está pasando en el ACC. Y será posesión 65-64.
Buen control, buen manejo, y ahí está ahora el enceste. Jones responde.
The teams have done a good job avoiding that driving kick. So what's there is the drive and go behind. That was a good read.
Down.
Moore could have shot that one on the right side.
Tark thought about the 3 instead. Toward the rim. Johnson with the big time. Down. Johnson. Hit Clayton. Now Johnson switches on to him. We'll see if DeJuan Clayton tries to attack that matchup. He does and draws the foul. Stewart has been tremendous for the Blue Devils. 24 points. Clayton again going with that left hand.
Hand off, let him know what you just did.
Helms into the lane.
And so when you consider they really didn't have much non-conference, and Jalen Johnson was injured, so he had to come back off of injury.
27, and we're not even at the first media timeout in the second half.
Yeah, we're at a point where if he does not touch the ball on offense.
Right side? Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
But not going quite as fast as they were before. They're not in a rush. Good pass. A play on Coleman, player. When he has to play in the half court, he's still learning that part of the game. And so he makes way more mistakes in the half court.
The follow into double figures now with 11. Daron Sharp just too big and strong. The Beatles yet, Jay. They were the Silver Beatles in 1960. Ringo hadn't even met the other guys yet.
Yeah, Pete Best was the should have been predictable, but not that we wouldn't. The ACC wouldn't have a team in the top 13 at this point in the season. At that time, Jordan Goldwire did not go underneath.
Bacot with a big advantage on Baker inside, and Johnson had to come.
So talented. He leads Duke in field goal percentage, blocks. And now that he's healthy, he can.
Would not be allowed to play basketball.
Negotiations would have broken down in my household over the straighten up and make your
game. Jalen Johnson, no.
He's worked on that shot, but that's not really his shot now.
Little Euro step to the hoop. Played very well against Miami last season. Had 22 in the win over the Hurricanes in Durham. Johnson.
Jalen Johnson is so talented. He leads Duke in field goal percentage, blocks. And now that he's healthy,
would not be allowed to play basketball.
Negotiations would have broken down in my household over the straighten up and
the Hurricanes. Jalen Johnson, no.
He's worked on that shot, but that's not really his shot now.
Little Euro step to moved up 15 spots to number 9 in the new poll out today. They have 3 wins against top 10 opponents, 3 in a row.
Court zone, a little bit more movement by Miami than they had earlier on.
And Gak,
nice. Number of big moments played with a bunch of great players, but now it's his turn to be the leader for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Coach K told us yesterday how he has grown into
one of the most consistent players in the country. Hasn't gotten a lot of help from his teammates, on a consistent basis, but he has been spectacular every time out.
Off the bench for his first points.
Mike, when you talk about in defensively.
See the points off the turnovers, 12-0 in favor of the Blue Devils. Nice drive and finish for Clyde Trapp.
It beat out in transition defensively. I mean, when you look at it, this is an 8-0 run to start the second half for the Blue Devils. After the conversation.
Honestly, Reese, you might see a variety of defenses from both teams. I've seen Duke go heavily with that zone. Now going
Pastner saying that when he knew that he wanted Jose Alvarado was watching him in an AAU tournament, one of the waning games.
Que definitivamente en la segunda mitad de la temporada puede ser un gran factor para este equipo de Louisville.
Su padre, Charles Johnson.
57. Yes, 57 against Duke.
Que sube el termostato al aire acondicionado, a la calefacción cuando Goldwire se acomodó el jumper y falló, se quedó corto el pase a la pintura y la falta.
Olympic three-point shooter misses that one. 44% on the season. Xavier Johnson somehow completed the play, but won't go down for Wendell Moore. Moore had a 25-point game for Duke against BC a couple of weeks ago in a game they. Nice drive and kick. Nice shot fake. Boy, they're doing everything right and eventually get rewarded. Odekale into Tony, and a foul by Johnson. Not gone down. It would have been a 2-point game.
Well, in some ways, the Duke's was an adjustment, and Pitt now has to have the response.
A week from Saturday. A rejection for Champagny. And then a block at the other end. Gets it back. He's going to have to create something. Kicks it into Tony. And a foul.
Coburn lost the handle. He's got the freshman Williams on him. And Coburn in close, gets it to go. And Sam Hauser, who transferred from Marquette. They both transferred from Marquette. Sam Hauser at Virginia. And today's Sam Hauser's birthday. Wow. How about that? Yeah, you're fact-checking. Great. DeSumo, pull up, flips it up and in. Oh, DeSumo. But I just think it needs to be better defined, and we need some leadership out of Indianapolis. And I know that, you say that.
Still looking for their first shot. And blocked away. Mark Williams with the block.
And a number of very good handlers.
Rocket Watts is taken over as the point guard, and a blocked shot by the foul, his first. Marble scores his first point.
Well, this isn't the first time this Spartan group has seen a tough defense. It's surprising to see.
Sooners really cooled off after a quick start. It's really true of the entire Duke team. In transit with a stat line of 19 plus points and rebounds with 5 or more assists and 4 more block shots. That's not in a debut. That's in any game. They've also provided a lot of leadership from within. Henry back down.
Moore could have shot that one on the right side.
Tark thought about the three instead. Toward the rim. Johnson with the big time. But very competitive beginning to this game.
Well, I expected Juan Dixon to have them ready to go out of the gate.
Jim Larinaga said that's really been the biggest problem that they've had all year. Isaiah Wong.
You do have to make simple plays early. You make simple plays early, you find confidence, you find rhythm in being able to move the basketball. And as the basketball moves,
we welcome those of you who have been watching Alabama and Kentucky. We are in the early moments here of the Georgia Tech-Duke game. They're 23-74 in Durham all time. And remember on Saturday, Georgia Tech played Virginia, leading the eighth.
But they've been close, and this is another game where they're close. It's still a road game. It's still Duke. I know it's not
the push the ball up the floor when he got it to Stewart. Immediate drive, and he wound up getting it back.
Offensive
to pick up the tempo with this lineup, and you see the 3 guards, Goldwire, Roach, and Stewart.
To Clayton. Now Johnson switches on to him. We'll see if DeJuan Clayton tries to attack that matchup. He does and draws the foul.
Team now in the first half, over his last 3 games, averaging about 15, 5 rebounds and 3 assists. He's almost done that in the first half here against the Fighting Irish. And Cormac were.
The Notorious B.I.G. was the GOAT. You're the GOAT. It's that simple. You got to be the Notorious D.O.B. My God.
You're the best.
Never played in him.
You saw Jalen Johnson get his first bucket. Duke continues to just shoot lights out. We're 27, and we're not even at the first media timeout in the second half.
Yeah, we're at a point where if he does not touch the ball on offense.
Gut-wrenching defeat for Jim Larinaga's Hurricanes, playing without 4 players again, so undermanned. And Juan hit the 3 with what, 2.4?
Man-to-man now. Anthony Walker's had a terrific game in this one.
Gusty, tough shot.
But quality minutes. Duke going back to man-to-man now. Anthony Walker's had a terrific game in this one.
Off the pick and roll, right to the rim to throw it down. Clemson gets to 20 points on the
16 minutes remaining in this game. It's looking like they're going to go way over 70, and especially with Clemson.
I give Larry Brown, I give Tim Jankovic, all those guys, all the credit in the world for helping develop. But you can't just erase history. I
like the sound of that.
And you can always count on Spectrum Business. They have over 99.9% network reliability.
I'm starting to feel better already.
It's just
65-64.
Buen control, buen manejo, y ahí está ahora el enceste. Jones responds.
Lonzo Ellis, because he's too sweet of a human being.
That is correct.
And I am going to get him to curse before it's all over. It may take a while.
Roach has the last 7 for Duke. DeSumo hangs, flips it inside. Colburn got it blocked.
Faced all of his talents. He's hit the fall-away jumper. He's shown the ability to handle the ball. Had the rejection at the rim. Closing out on that 3-point. I would think in a year like this, you can't rely on anything else around you. You have to be as adaptive as down. Johnson guarding Tark on the perimeter. Now the switch and the switch back. Clayton. Moore outrun. Stewart has been tremendous for the Blue Devils. 24 points. Clayton again going with that left hand.
Never lost to Duke in this building, 2-0. And the last time, actually, Duke went to Raleigh and won in this.
Never played in him.
You saw Jalen Johnson get his first bucket. Duke continues to just shoot lights out.
It's just not a strong move by Jalen Johnson. It's just the stronger player won that battle, and that was Brooks.
Boy, what a steal now by Johnson. And
Jalen Johnson just looped in behind Henry Coleman, who just went right to the ball and took a defender with him. And
we get treatment.
A Duke team is 297th in the country in free throws attempted.
Well, a lot of that has to do with their youth, so you can...
And you do have to make simple plays early. You make simple plays early, you find confidence, you find rhythm in being able to move the basketball. And as the basketball moves, this is right. So we just one position and made a shot.
Georgia Tech very fortunate. Let Matthew Hurd a sharp.
I like the sound of that.
And you can always count on Spectrum Business. They have over 99.9% network reliability.
I'm starting to feel better already.
It's just
how you played against Syracuse, but man, they're just playing at a high level, moving it to where they want and attacking in transition. Just got to clean that up.
8th rebound of the night. Johnson tried to thread the needle, couldn't do it.
But it shows they're not just one guy. Bad pass. Got to be stronger with that and can't.
They're 0 for 2 from 3.